56. Lucky 56. No. Check. Patriot.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
60 Mike. Watch him now, Barney. Leopard. Black 99 Philly, here we go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. That's good for a Texan first down, a 12-yard pickup. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here.
No. Check. Patriot. Heavy on the edges. Watch the shift. Black 99 Philly, here we go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. Avery Williamson there to make the stop.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Finds a seam inside the 40. And finally brought down at the 38. They get 14 on that one. Good for a Houston first down. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation. We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
On 1st and 10, it's Marino. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Tre'Davious White, the LSU man, there to knock it away that time.
Yeah, good game catching the ball in the backfield a week ago, and they're going to try and involve him in that way in this game as well. But you can tell scouting is taking over. They're making it a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, defensively, they told us, hey, we've got to take him out of the passing game, limit it to just short runs, because he can really impact this offense. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. And they'll go on the ground. And an Allen to run. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. That one good for 10 yards. And that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Marino here from the gun. Man open, it's Moss, complete. And he will have a first down at about the 21-yard line. That one good for 7 as this long drive continues and the chains move again. They'll run it now out of the gun. He'll get it inside the red zone, but only for a couple down to the 19.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. The former Charger All-Pro Eric Weddle on the stop. 4-6 defense, they were daring him to run the football. They ran it. A little football 101. Take us through what the 4-6 defense is, Charles.
So what you're trying to do with your big defense.
And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. As his guys are in for 6. And the Texans take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. A long opening drive, but a very successful opening drive. We call that methodical, I guess, when it takes that many plays.
Methodical and almost like a boxing match where you're hitting them with body blows. They can withstand them here. Look, they gave up the touchdown, but you don't feel like a knockout is there. But they keep doing that in the fourth quarter. That's when the knockout occurs.
And it becomes tough for that defense if they're on the field that long. We'll see if they can continue that in future drives. They begin with a run by Smith, and he'll get this one up to the 26. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here, and what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. On 2nd down, here's Trubisky. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
And now the Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Let's see what they draw up here. 3rd and long following the sack of Trubisky. From the gun, it's Trubisky. He's going to air this out for Baldwin. He rifles one that's intercepted. He's picked off at his own 46.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
And now out comes Houston. And certainly they'll be hoping to hit pay dirt like they did on the last drive. Got the football back, so a chance to go up 2 scores.
And they haven't been tentative at all in this ball game because sometimes you start a game with your script to try and get information out of the opposing defense. How will they play you in certain situations? Sometimes you script to attack, and that's what I'm seeing so far.
And they'll run it here. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Watch him now, Barney, Barney.
With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's Texans football as we get going in quarter number 2. They've got it 2nd and 6 to start things out.
All right, here we go. Green, 39. Green, 39. No. Check. Patriot. Patriot. Gun. We own him.
And on the ground they go with the running back. And he'll get 4 there, down to about the 12-yard line. I think you mentioned in the opening drive that these guys needed to establish the run, protect the young QB. I actually wrote that down, believe it or not. So how would you assess things so far?
I'm kind of touched that you actually wrote something like that down. I appreciate that, partner. But I do think they've been able to do that. Maybe not as effectively as they've wanted to, but I think we'll see more of as this game goes along because they want to continue to take care of that young QB.
3-19. Watch him now, Barney.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's got the first down as he gets it to the 8. Give him a gain of 4, able to convert, and that sets up 1st and goal now.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the first down.
Watch him now, Barney. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
The Texans on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and goal. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side.
Watch him now, Barney.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. A great effort there. Touchdown number 15 on the year. And the Texans will extend their lead. So it's challenge time. The referee's tablet coming out. And the big question, Charles, did that football break the plane to the goal line?
They just need any part of the ball to cross the goal line in order for it to count. Remember, it's got to be indisputable, though. Sometimes we think it's going to be there. We can't really find it on the tablet. So we'll see what the final call is going to be.
And Gano's kick is right through. And the lead moves to 10-zip. They took it all the way to the 1, but in the end, opt for 3.
Just doesn't sound right, does it? If you get all the way down to the 1-yard line, isn't that supposed to be a play in the end zone that culminates in a touchdown for your team?
And per usual, it felt like the guys on the sideline wanting to go ahead and go for it.
Of course they did, but of course head coach, it defers back to him, and he made the decision. Let's get 3 out of this, make sure we get some points.
Carolina getting set to take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on second down. Off the play fake. Here's Trubisky. And boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well. I
love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Now Trubisky on 3rd and long. He completes it to Julio Jones. Despite a pickup of 16, they're still well short of the sticks on 4th.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up. Keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. And here comes the Texans now. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be taken down here at about the 10. Malcolm Jenkins up to make the stop.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to find a little space. He gets this up over the 15 to the 16. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or 2 short here with 3rd down coming up.
Hey, got 3 down. Gun!
Out of the gun, it's Marino. He's going to wind up and air it out. And that's caught inside the 35. So with a big gainer anyways, he'll go ahead and take that instead of the pass interference call.
They didn't need the penalty. It would have been different, right, if they had somehow lost some yardage somewhere, but they did not. Gained all they could, down to the spot of the foul. Nothing to be gained by taking the penalty.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's got about 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 25.
I got him.
2 minutes to play here in the first half. We're back to Houston after this timeout. They'll run it now out of the gun. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Watch it now, Barney.
And now we get a timeout called on the defensive side of the ball by the Panthers. as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. And they'll go with a ground attack here. And brought down, but not before he was able to break the tackle, and the extra effort moves the sticks. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he stopped immediately there. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be third down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
The Texans on third down. No problems to this point. A perfect 5 for 5. This will be 3rd and 5. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here, as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. And Gano's kick is right through. And that'll push the lead up to 13-0. Still a little bit of time left here in the second quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that. And we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
After knocking through the field goal, here's Gano back out there now for the kickoff. To return, this is Doug Baldwin. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Carolina getting set to take the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Final 17 seconds of the half here as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. They go play action here on 1st down. He's going to rifle one, and this will be caught at the 30. And all the way down to the 24-yard line. A big play there just before halftime. 48 yards. So we've come upon halftime here in Houston, and it's the home team, the Texans, leading this one. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports halftime report. Take it away, Coach. Gano out to kick this one away. Now here's Baldwin. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Out come the Panthers. They'll have it first on offense in the third quarter. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution, or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they felt like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. That one good for 33 and a first. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Wide open receiver complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. And a nice gain of 21 yards. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They look like a different team here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there are very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the 1st half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
Took till the 2nd half, but finally a red zone opportunity here. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 17.
Lock in.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. A great play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Panthers have got it back to a 1-score game. Zuerlein connects on the extra point, and it's now 13-7. Zuerlein out now to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Texans offense now, readying for their first possession of the 2nd half. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about
toe bashed it.
Super toe.
Patriot!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 10 yards there, good enough for a Texan 1st down.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
Watch it now, Barney!
Right back to him on 1st down. And a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up to midfield.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point. Going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Leopard!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And down inside the 40 to about the 38. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives them a new set of downs.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
Back 99 Philly, here we go! Detroit! Leopard!
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And he'll get a little over 2, maybe a full 3 down to the 32-yard line.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now let's go! Green 39! Green 39! Back!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10.
3-19! 3-19! Gun, gun! Gun, gun! Check, go back. We got motion. Back up.
Right back to him on 1st down. And a short gain here down to the 22. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
No. Check. Patriot.
And they'll go on the ground. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. Officially, no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. Back now in Houston. It's the Texans in control of the football and leading this game as well as we start the 4th. The Texans on 3rd down. They have been superb. 5 for 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. From the shotgun, Marino. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just 1 target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target in the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him to find him.
So an empty possession there. What do you think went wrong, Charles?
Well, it looked like maybe the plant leg might have given way just a little. And when that happens, guys have a tendency to pull through the ball to compensate. And in doing so, sent this one off target.
A first down carry for Smith. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 14. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Again, it's Smith. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. They'll get a couple yards back, but not more than that. They'll be left with 12 yards to go on 3rd down.
Let's go. Hey, gotta go. Hey, gotta go. Red,
Throwing here, Trubisky. And a big loss here as he's taken down. And here the pressure from the outside linebacking spot.
And normally when that happens and they're able to get home, that means the other guys on his team helped him out a lot. That they occupied people to allow it to be no less than a one-on-one situation allows him to get home.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back on the field here. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game, and you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. All right, here we go. 3-19. 3-19.
Let's go, let's bring it. Let's bring it. Jump, 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 jump.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play.
Lucky 56.
Squeeze, double, double. 60 mark, 60 mark, 60 mark. Watch the out, watch the out.
And they'll run it here. And he'll get across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. The ball still a few inches shy of the marker after the 3-yard run, so now a little soul-searching on 4th down. It would appear Sean Payton's made the decision here. They will go for it on 4th.
4 down, check, 4 down, 4 down.
Gone!
4th down. Here's Marino. Throw left side, complete to Moss. Touchdown, Houston. A big play there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Texans will add on to their lead. Wow, talk about a big 4th down conversion for the score. Defensively, how do you let that happen?
I think you start with the offense, and you give them credit for going for it and having that kind of, well, let's face it, audacity. But defensively, I think you're right on target, partner. There's no way something like that's supposed to happen in that situation. You're supposed to be able to shut that down and get the ball back for your own team. Instead, they give up not just a big play, but a touchdown.
Gano out to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Panthers now as their offense comes back out onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Well, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Now it's Trubisky. And that one goes is incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it.
Well, the pressure, the hits, the sacks have been coming at him all game long. I'm frankly surprised that they haven't found a solution yet to create more time for him to throw it or maybe change what they do on offense.
And that's one of the biggest differences in this game and why they're losing right now. On third down, Trubisky. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And the grab made by Doug Baldwin. Time for a break. We're back to finish this one off after this. From the 34 now, here's first and 10.
Leopard! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll work his way inside the 30 now to the 28. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Good gain there on first down. It keeps them in a running situation probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front.
Here we go now.
Good blocking. Nice hole for him. Ends up picking up nice yardage. Stays in bounds and keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively. They'll run it now out of the gun. They got 2 of the 3 they needed there. It leaves them with 3rd and just a yard. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
Set. 319. 319. Watch it now, Barney. Barney.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And down inside the 15 he goes. That's good for a Texan first down, a 12-yard pickup. Well, that looked like an example of what you said back in the first half. A running back of his size can really wear down a defense. I think he's starting to do that.
I think you're exactly right. And know what else he's doing? He's inspiring the rest of his team because they see this starting to happen as well. So that means they're going to redouble their efforts to help him out. Extra blocking, getting downfield, helping him out.
And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. So they come up on 2nd down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing. They'll run it now out of the gun. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. A 3-yard pickup on 2nd and 4. Now they'll need to convert here on 3rd and a little more than a yard. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Give him a yard on the play, and he's definitely short. It'll be 4th down and a few inches. They're going on 4th down. Marino. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. The Texans tried it, but they come up empty here on 4th. And that will force a turnover on downs. They'll run it now out of the gun. And that gets him a little room as he'll take this up over the 10-yard line. Now whistles and a timeout called here. Not sure of the point of this, but they'll stop it with 4 seconds to go in the game. One last shot for Trubisky. Blitz coming, and down he goes. And, Charles, you know what coaches always tell us. We want to win our home games. That much we know. We want to protect our home turf. They got that done in this one.
Exactly right. When you start a season, everyone's goal: win all of your home games, split your road games, and you're likely going to be in the playoffs. But when you win at home, boy, what a great feeling that is. You don't even mind if people are